This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
Nerd Hatters.
Little bitches.
Yeah, I think that.
I was going to give you something to say. Otakus? No, I don't know. Fellow otakus. Am I saying that right? Otakus, otakos? Not otakos.
People who live in your houses don't leave.
Will's trying to eat his dinner here while we're...
I mean, I am too.
Yeah, Laura is too. We are the late eaters. We are indeed. All right. Nerd Hatters. So it's been a couple weeks. We've had a bonus episode drop in between. Like we mentioned on that bonus episode, if you haven't listened to it already, we're going to try to do that at least once a quarter. So the next scheduled bonus episode to appear in the main feed will be in May, and that is most likely going to be anime themed. So a heads up for that. We will have some bonus episodes that pop up on our Patreon, which, as we've mentioned on our social media and in several other places, like here, we now have a Patreon account. 3 posts are up there, and 1 member, which is me. No.
Yay.
Yeah. So far, only 1 member, but shout out to anyone who truly cannot afford it. There is a free membership available if you want to just participate in the Nerd Hatter Chatter feature and just talk to your fellow Nerd Hatters. That's available to anyone who wants to join. And then our other 3 tiers, I'll leave that to the messaging. Just listen to the ads as they come throughout the episode here. That'll explain more about the 3 tiers. So anyway, fundraiser of the month. We are still featuring Hope of Winston-Salem. And I have to say, I'm a little disappointed we're not too much further in the fundraiser itself yet. So I really want to make a plug for that.
Whose fault is that?
My fault. It's mine.
Oh, you're fine.
Is it Will's fault? It may just be that Instagram fundraisers are just not particularly effective, and maybe we need to find other means. But regardless, we still have a ways to go to get to our goal of $150 going to Hope, and that will provide, as I understand it, 100 meals.
Damn.
100 meals. They can come in at about $1.50 a meal, according to their website. And yeah, 100 meals like that could make the difference in someone's month or a couple of months for someone in need. So if we could get at least 150 of us across all our platforms to donate even just $1, we would hit that mark. So that would be awesome.
Very doable.
Absolutely. But I know money can be super tight if you genuinely can't afford to give, but maybe you could give some time and you happen to live here in the Winston-Salem area. Like I've said before, go to their website, check out volunteer opportunities. There are also other types of donations that they receive as well, not just money. So take a look at that. Support them. Hope Winston-Salem. Of course, give them a follow on Instagram as well. So that's our fundraiser of the month. We'll have a new one for March, so look forward to that. Now, coming later in this episode, and you can probably already see a little bit of a preview here. Those of you who live in this area or perhaps in another city where there is a McKay's, you will recognize this. This is a McKay's t-shirt. So,
can you scan it? Sorry, I had to ask.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Let's scan it. Are you really 92 cents?
92 cents. I'm worth 92 cents. Thanks, McKay's. I really know. No, we reached out to them and asked if they'd be interested in donating a Nerd Hat, and they went above and beyond. They didn't just give us a hat.
Thanks, McKay's.
They gave us.
They're so cool.
They gave us.
It was a friggin' bag.
Yeah, a whole freaking gift bag. With
What?
a t-shirt,
Merch.
stickers, and a pen. And, and
Do they have their own
store credit?
They have stickers.
Yeah, they got stickers. They even gave us some Valentine's cards.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, a Nerd Hat.
It's very cool.
Technically it's a book, but close enough.
It goes on the head.
It goes on the head, and it will work for our purposes. So later we'll be drawing next episode's category out of the McKay's hat.
So cute.
Should I wear it?
No. Your hair looks so good right now.
My hair does look good.
Actually. Yeah, it really does. Let's leave it that way.
So yeah, we'll be doing that later. Thanks. Big shout out to any McKay's employees or the managers who are listening. Thank you so much for your donation and for supporting us. Big thank you to them. And Will and I, and Laura to a lesser extent, but Laura as well, like we've been customers of theirs for a long time. We love McKay's.
I went there before I dated you.
Yeah, I know. It's been around a long time here in Winston.
I do things other than eat food and judge people.
Sometimes I miss their little cozy storefront that they had in the early days.
It was really cute.
Yeah, it was very cute. You felt like you were in this like underground library or something.
Yeah, dealing drugs.
Yeah, dealing drugs. Selling crack and buying comic books. No, it was pretty cool, and it's still a cool place to be. And they have such a big selection now. But yeah, we love McKay's. Just bought actually one of our daughter's birthday presents there the other day. So yeah. And anyway, big shout out to McKay's of Winston-Salem specifically. Okay,
what are we talking about today, babe?
We are talking about movies that freaked me out, apparently, as a kid, but not you guys. Apparently, it didn't freak you all out, but these movies freaked me out when I was young, at least the first time I saw them. So that is The Great Mouse Detective. These are two Disney movies, obviously, The Great Mouse Detective and The Little Mermaid. Yes, I can hear you laughing on the other side of the
Wait, so
earbuds.
like, what's my role in this? Like, what?
What we could do is like, if you had to choose between the two, if we're going to have one of these at family movie night next week.
Oh, I already.
So we got 4 kids.
I already know.
You know, that could be one way of looking at it, but maybe more so, you could be a surrogate for someone who's never seen either of these but has kids. You know, which one should you let your kids watch? Which one should you watch, perhaps? So if you could imagine having never seen them before,
okay,
and be in that person's shoes.
Good point.
As much as possible.
All right. Cool.
That's what I get for picking something all 3 of us have already seen.
You know what? As a kid, Richard?
What's that?
The Flying Monkeys of Oz.
Oh, yeah. That freaked me out, too, man. Yeah. What is it? What are the music in the background doing?
Monkeys, those things are really terrifying. Throw poop.
Some people were apparently freaked out by the Munchkins. They never bothered me, but the monkeys bothered me.
They are I don't. I just
the Lollipop Guild.
It's nothing against little people, but those specifically of that generation of little people, and the little people.
What's wrong with that generation?
I'm getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
I'm getting there. Okay, so we're talking about Wizard of Oz. No, like their makeup and their outfits make them look so much more ominous. Like it's not like, oh, cute little people. No, it looks like, are they gonna murder? Have they already murdered someone?
They're like 35-year-old men wearing.
No, they don't look 35. They look 60. That's the makeup makes them look so. It does not.
Wearing lederhosen and licking lollipops while singing.
You say it out loud, and you're like, that is a horror movie.
I'm sure someone somewhere has done that.
What about those Willy Wonka little people? They're all thinking about children dying.
They're supposed to be creepy and a little off. So at least they're owning it. Wizard of Oz was like, isn't this fun? I'm like, no, that's what's making it worse. Just let's play on the creepiness. But they didn't play on the creepiness. They thought it was genuinely cute. No.
Yeah, that was another one that creeped me out as a kid. So I'm with you there, Will.
I think, yeah. You okay?
Oh, my chest is just hurting me.
I'm sorry, Will.
I'm leaning on my left arm. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, Will was in a car wreck. It's been 2 weeks ago now? Almost 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, almost 2 weeks.
And he cracked his sternum.
Did you know that was a thing? I did not.
Yeah.
And here he is. Look at him there, just sitting and doing stuff.
Yeah, so
you look great.
He's being a trooper. We are doing this virtually, but he's here supporting the podcast, so thank you, Will.
If you need to take a break to, like...
Yeah, I'm kidding.
What?
Let's try not to make him laugh too much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops.
No, it's okay. Yeah, when it first happened, laughing hurt, but I'm okay now.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That would have sucked.
Okay.
All right, so that's our 10-minute for our intro. So,
all right, who's going first?
Tis I.
Tis you.
Tis I. Oh,
go for it.
You can't see my notes.
It's okay.
You got to make your own notes.
I'm gonna make my judgments over here.
All right, so I am advocating for the Little Mermaid. You want to do the honors and hit the?
I'll go.
No, Ariel, don't go in the cave. The witch is evil. The witch is evil. I know your father. He was so angry, but he loves you, Ariel. He loves you. Don't do it.
I'm offended. Keep going.
Are you offended because I just imitated a Jamaican black man? Or supposedly Jamaican black man?
Yeah.
Sure.
Although he is technically a crab, played by a black man who wasn't actually Jamaican as far as I know.
He's not a lost
Anyway, I love Sebastian. Sebastian's my favorite character from The Little Mermaid, always has been, still is after this rewatch.
Okay.
So, and you guys know I love doing voices, of course.
Oh, do you?
But I also have a point to make off of that.
Please go for it. Offend the rest of the people you haven't offended. Go ahead.
I wonder if he offended any Jamaicans or.
Let's go ahead.
All right. So this time around, possibly, I think I've only seen this once all the way through before this past week, and that was when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. So it's been like 25 years.
God.
No, 35 years.
Damn it.
35 years, potentially, since I've seen this movie all the way through. So obviously I'm very familiar with it. I've heard the songs I don't know how many times over the years. I've seen the clips of the songs, Kiss the Girl, Under the Sea, most of us have. But actually watching it all the way through, it might have literally been 35 years. So needless to say, this time around it hit a little different. And part of what hit a little different for me was the relationship between Ariel and her father. Now, I don't have a teenage daughter yet, but at some point I'm going to have 4 at the same time. Ages 13 to 19. For 1 year, I'm going to have 4 teenage daughters.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'll survive. But I know it's coming. We're already having conflict with our daughters. They're expressing their individuality and their desires, which is great. But it's hard sometimes. And so I've got a different angle, as it were, coming into this film now than I obviously would have had as a kid. So I'm looking at it somewhat more from King Triton's perspective and thinking, if one of my daughters was wanting to go somewhere that I knew was dangerous, that they could potentially get killed, and she just wouldn't listen to me, and I'm trying to keep her safe, from my perspective as a father, trying to keep her alive, and she just keeps running off, sometimes on purpose, sometimes not on purpose, because she probably has ADHD. I'm pretty sure Ariel has ADHD because early on in the film, she's a free spirit, but she probably also has ADHD because early on in the film, she has completely forgotten about a concert that she was supposed to be at that had been planned and this big to-do. Everybody from the kingdom was there, including apparently Kermit, Goofy, and Mickey.
What?
I just found out they make little cameo appearances. You have to do a freeze frame and zoom in. But they snuck them in, apparently. So apparently Kermit the Frog was there, too.
What?
I won't do the other. Laura thinks it's disturbing when I do my Mickey impression. So,
but it's so bad that it's funny. It's so creepy that it's funny. Wait, pause. So were they also mermaidified, or did they have legs?
No, they were not mermaidified. They
were just walking around, breathing the sea water into their plushy little lungs.
I guess.
I don't like that. Keep going.
Speaking of which, how do the mer people breathe? By the way, they have no gills in this iteration of mermaid story, but somehow they can breathe above water and in water. I don't know how that works. Disney magic.
Disney magic.
But anyway, Ariel totally forgets the concert,
and she's a hoarder.
Oh well, yes, she is a hoarder. And
just say,
which King Triton finds out later. But he's understandably upset. He was looking forward to hearing his daughter sing because she apparently has the most beautiful voice in the kingdom. And he's not just saying that because he's her father. She has a beautiful voice. Even the evil sea witch Ursula is jealous of it and has heard of the beautiful. So he's upset, and as is Sebastian, who is the composer and conductor.
I didn't know any of this. Keep going. Sorry.
See, you'd forgot. See, I had too.
Okay, well,
I mean, obviously,
calm down.
I hadn't
sir.
seen it in 35 years. So.
Keep going.
So anyway, King Triton, they have an argument. So this sets up the scene for the conflict that comes later. And one of his instructions is about her not going up to the surface. She is not to go to the surface. And from his perspective, and this actually reminded me of Moana a bit, and Moana's father in that story, where he's also like, don't go beyond the reef, And for him, I'm assuming King Triton might have had a bad experience at some point as well, but for Moana's father, for him, like his friend died beyond the reef, so it's very serious. So maybe, and they never explain why Ariel's mother is not around. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if she got killed, perhaps by they never say. But for some reason, he's very wary. Maybe it's just in-group, out-group bias, but they don't point to whether there's something more specific, but he does not want her going up. So later on, when he finds out that she went up and like she sees this birthday party for Prince Eric going on his boat. And
what a preppy little bitch.
Actually, he's pretty awesome. I kind of like Prince Eric, to be honest with you. Dude, he's pretty cool. He seems kind to the people around him, and he goes back onto a burning ship to rescue his dog.
Dumb. No, sorry.
You could say that's dumb.
Very nice. That's
the man's dog.
That's so
Or
sweet.
the 17-year-old. They never say how old he is. I'm guessing 17, 18, somewhere in there.
Oh. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
I mean, she's 16. So yeah.
She's a fit.
No, it's not. It's not. Well.
So it's a classic story of teenage love forbidden by the father.
Boo.
And
sorry. I keep going.
After he finds out that she went to the surface, like he gets really angry, and then he discovers her hoard of artifacts and realizes how often she's been going to the surface or even just hunting for artifacts, and he realizes her obsession, and he gets really angry, and he, in a fit of rage, is like, well, maybe this will convince you to never go again.
Pause. I think we're
I don't hear any.
We will. Sorry, that was Alma. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Anyway.
Artifacts. She's not organized.
Yeah, so he gets super angry and destroys them all with his trident.
Oh.
Leaving Ariel weeping. And Sebastian feels torn because he cares for Ariel, but he's not King Triton's second-hand man, but he's in his court, like oversees the music apparently somehow, and maybe is an advisor,
my right-hand man who is a crap.
Some sort. They never fully explain that relationship, just that he works for King Triton. And this is one important thing, like as a father in particular, that I like that they added this. They show King Triton after he's had this little temper tantrum, I suppose, of a sort, rooted in fear, like he's afraid for his daughter's safety and he's angry. But then they show him stop, and he looks back, and you see the look of regret on his face, and he's about to say something, but then he doesn't, and he swims away. And that's like the turning point right there. He had a chance to repair with Ariel after that, and he didn't do it. And she then eventually turns to the Sea Witch, of course, who has ultimately King Triton's throne in mind and uses his daughter to get to him and to get to that power.
Ooh.
But she desperately wants to get to Prince Eric and to be able to fall in love, and is willing to give up her voice, obviously, to do that. And so goes the story. Eventually, there's further conflict and happy endings, and she and Prince Eric at the end get to get married and live happily ever after, etc., etc. So, all that to say, and I'm almost out of time. So those are the two things I think I resonated with the most, was the father-daughter relationship and the conflict there, and And then, of course, something I have always loved about this movie and still love is the music. Howard Ashman and Alan Menken are an awesome duo. It's so sad that Howard died young. I think the two of them would have gone on to make so many good musicals. Already made several good ones, and still love the music. And was singing it after the movie, and I think before too. So I still enjoy the music. Still love that part of it. But yeah, a little bit appreciated from a little bit different angle this time around. I will say I would not recommend it for kids under 8. It's a little too sexy and a little too creepy for any kids under 8 years old, I would say. So that'd be my one advice to parents. And we don't plan to let our kids under 8 see this either. Yeah, a little too creepy and just a little too sexy as well. Yeah. Kind of weird, Disney. Haven't seen the new one. Don't know how it compares on those fronts, but like the live action version.
Oh yeah.
So I'm interested to see whether they improved that a little bit for the newer one. But yeah, the animators snuck in a little bit here or there on this one. I'm like, come on, guys.
I have questions about that, but let's go ahead and
Anyway,
Will destroy your argument.
All that aside, yeah, for kids over 8, watching with your parents, I think this is still cool. And at the very least, the music is good for kids of any age. The main 3 songs in particular are just really fun. So,
what part of that freaks you out, Richard?
What's that?
What freaks you out, Richard?
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. Well, obviously, the poor mermaids trapped as, I don't know what those were supposed to be.
Slugs.
But the cave of souls, the unfortunate souls that Ursula has cursed.
Oh.
Eventually including Ariel's father for a short period of time.
Little soul slugs.
Yeah, and they're like wailing, like and like trying to grab Ariel and Flounder and Sebastian as they swim by. It's just, yeah, that creeps me out as a kid. And Ursula was a little creepy as well. I think particularly the end when she gets huge, just like massive Ursula creepy face.
Is she a squid or an octopus?
Yeah, or a mermaid.
No. Is she a squid or an octopus?
Well, she only has 6 tentacles apparently because it was too hard to animate 8.
She had arms.
So she's an octomaid. That's what she is. Okay. Or no, she's a heptamaid. So, yep.
Okay.
Creepy heptamaid witch.
So for context, I was watching
Dear Nerd Hatters, I have good news. The Nerd Hat team has officially launched a Patreon account. You can join us at one of 3 different tiers. Tier 1 members get access for only $1 a month to bonus episodes and the Nerd Hatter Chatter discussion group. Tier 2 membership at only $3 per month connects you to bonus episodes, Nerd Hatter Chatter, and voting rights. And finally, if you choose Tier 3, for $5 a month you get all of the above, and you will be invited to join us once a month for a live stream event. So what are you waiting for? Go to patreon.com/The Nerd Hat Podcast to join the Nerd Hatter community today. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
I was watching the real Ghostbusters by the age of 4, so Little Mermaid didn't really creep me out. It was a little creepy, but I can handle it.
There you go.
Well,
so anyway,
we're not all like you, Will. We're not as good as you, okay? So just chill. Just chill, okay? Your turn.
I'm picking.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Timer starts. No.
So my movie was The Great Mouse Detective. I'm guessing that Richard, well, I'm not so much as guessing. I think you mentioned it last podcast recording that you were a bit creeped out by Ratigan, I guess. I can see how you would be.
Yeah, the final scene where he has the fight and he goes feral, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, he does. I have not seen, I think I've only seen this movie once as a child and then twice in the last week. I just finished watching it before the recording, or at least I tried to. tried to watch it a second time anyway. So what this movie is about is basically an anthropomorphic version of Sherlock Holmes and Watson. The movie starts out with a toy-making mouse and his daughter in their toy shop in 1897 London. And
What was that year?
1897 London. So a crippled bat with a peg leg decides to kidnap Uncle Scrooge. Okay, so it was a mouse. But I was waiting.
Because he has the same voice, or
Yeah, Alan Young plays.
oh yeah, Alan Young.
But it's the exact same voice from the Disney Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah. Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales. He was on DuckTales as well.
So they don't even try to change it at all.
And he played Jack on Adventures in Odyssey.
I love him.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, for many years. Yeah.
Did he change the voice in that?
No, Jack. Well, it was his normal voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not. Well, I think he's of Scottish descent, but he wasn't like. I don't think he grew up in Scotland. Although I could be wrong about that.
So, continue.
So for all the politically correct people out there, he was of descent. It is not offensive. Okay. So he gets kidnapped by the most incompetent bat ever because he cannot fly or walk. I don't know how that happened. I guess he just said, "Here I am, kidnap me." So our fat mouse returning from the Afghan war stumbles upon the hapless daughter of our toy maker in a boot somewhere in London. It would have been a much shorter movie had he not heard her crying inside that boot and just went about his business. His name is Dr. Dawson. Instead of Watson, it was Dawson.
Oh, yeah.
So he helps her find Baker Street, where we see Sherlock Holmes in the window playing his violin, and then we go down to the basement corner at the sidewalk, the very foundation of the building, to see a tiny little entrance where our character, Basil, lives. Most likely named after one of the actors who played Sherlock Holmes, Basil Karloff, I believe.
Basil Rathbone.
Rathbone, that's right. I don't know who's Basil Karloff. I don't know. Rathbone, and he reminds me of a much more competent Darkwing Duck, to be completely honest. But the movie revolves around Basil and Dawson helping to rescue Flaversham, the toy maker, with his daughter.
Flaversham.
That's right, Flaversham. Yeah,
Olivia, I think is her name. And to stop the evil Ratigan, who is planning to apparently replace the Mouse Queen of England, because England has both a human Queen of England and a Mouse Queen of England.
Yeah.
Why not? She rules all the mice in England, I guess.
Why not? You know, do they have a cat Queen of England and a dog Queen of England and a...
No, Will. No.
But,
wait, so hold on. He replaces the Mouse Queen of England with what?
A toy.
Oh, yeah.
A toy made by Flaversham, the guy they kidnapped. Yeah. But it wasn't just a toy, though. It was like a robot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you've seen it. Yes.
Yes.
Mechanical wind-up robot toy of the Queen.
Yeah.
With a voice box.
I remember.
I'm jumping around a little bit.
It was slightly creepy.
In this movie,
especially when it malfunctions, right?
A little bit.
A little bit.
So Ratigan is trying to take over. Like, is he trying to control the empire or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, United Kingdom. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how the government works over there.
Okay. Why not? Well, just kidding.
I guess he was going to be the prime minister of the mice or something, and then the robot toy thing was going to be the queen, right, or something like that.
Something like that, which is really hilarious because when the movie opens and we have the Ratigan's little theme song, we see that he actually stole the real humans, Queen's crown and diamonds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I guess you can't control the real queen.
Yes, Queen Elizabeth, missing her jewels.
Yep. I pointed it out when Mandy and I were watching it. This was back when cartoons could have characters getting drunk as a skunk and smoking cigars and cigarettes, and you could just get away with it. But you can't do that anymore. If you have a character in a cartoon smoking a cigar or a cigarette, it has to be rated R today.
Yeah.
So Ratigan has a pet cat, apparently, that he rings the bell for, and the first victim is a drunken pet mouse that accidentally calls him a rat, and apparently he's offended by this fact of nature. So he feeds the drunk mouse to the cat, who's still singing praises to Ratigan because he has no idea what's going on.
Oh, it's dirty.
Oh, Ratigan.
Oh, so
Ratigan.
bad. I forgot that.
Yeah, that movie got dark.
That's so bad.
You're like the rat gangster here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good movie. The real Sherlock Holmes and Watson are actually in it. They cameo.
Yes.
And the dog Toby apparently is from the Sherlock Holmes novels. Sherlock Holmes doesn't own Toby. He borrows Toby. I'm not clear on who the actual owner is of Toby, but in the novels, Sherlock Holmes borrows Toby for some of his cases. I believe that Toby's dog breed was changed for this cartoon film. But otherwise, yes, Toby is from the Sherlock novels, which has surprised me. I mean, I didn't know that.
Sounds familiar.
In the novels. Apparently, he was only brought in for a few cases, and that was it.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was like his landlady's dog or what. I don't remember.
I don't know. But yes, Toby was a dog in this film. Dawson and Basil rode him in a couple of scenes, two or three scenes. I'm just all over the place, forgive me, in this plot, the story.
No, it's fine. I've seen it already, so I know things.
No,
I did know things. So I think, was there anything else you wanted to add before I cast my judgment?
Judge.
Or have discussion.
Well, I guess I'll just skip to the end. Ratigan is obviously a nod to Sherlock Holmes' villain of Professor Moriarty, the nemesis of Sherlock Holmes, to the Basil Holmes character. What freaked Richard out, I believe, as we discussed earlier, was the ending at Big Ben, the clock tower, the clock skyscraper, I don't know, in London. That's where their hot balloon dirigibles crash, and then they have the fight inside. And it was a beautifully animated, actually. With
it's gorgeous.
Clock mechanisms. It actually gave me, when seeing it again for the first time since I was a child, I mean, it actually gave me a real pause. And is he actually going to be able to save the girl before she gets squashed by that clock? I mean, I know she's not going to get squashed, but it's like it was so last second. I actually believe that she could have gotten squashed by the clock.
Dramatic tension.
Yeah. So they did that well, but Ratigan does go pretty viral, and they both seem to drop to their doom, just like in the Sherlock Holmes novel. Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty both fall to their death at a waterfall, but unlike Sherlock Holmes novels, Basil comes back
with a little flying machine, a
little helicopter flying machine. Fun fact, nothing to do with this movie, but Sir Arthur Conan Doyle got so many complaints by fans that he brought Sherlock Holmes back in another story. But originally, they were both supposed to die in that one novel.
I guess he was like, I'm done, I'm retiring.
Yeah, and just so many fans were so mad at him that he killed Sherlock Holmes. He was like, okay, I'm going to bring him back. But really, he was supposed to have died in the waterfall. But anyway, so Basil, he survives. They have a happy ending. The Flaversham's reunited. I fell asleep earlier at the ending, so I'm a little foggy brained. Did that get eaten by a cat again? I'm not really sure. No, the cat fell into the royal guards, the royal guard dog's yard.
Scotland
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what happened to the bat. Did he survive for another day? Oh well.
I feel like a lot of times in these movies, like the henchmen survive. Seems like I remember him surviving.
Okay.
Or no, doesn't he get eaten by the cat?
Oh,
Maybe
I
he gets eaten by the cat.
Ratigan throws him overboard. He's like, I can't swim.
Oh yeah, I can't swim.
Yeah.
My only foot.
I'm trying to get comfortable here. It is a small space.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a great source of humor, but anyway, that was it. It was a great film. It was a great little Mass Detective film. Anyway, I deliver the floor to you, Laura.
Nerd Hatters, I have good news. The Nerd Hat team has officially launched a Patreon account. You can join them at one of 3 different tiers. Tier 1 members get access for only $1 a month to bonus episodes and the Nerd Hatter Chatter discussion group. Tier 2 membership at only $3 a month connects you to bonus episodes, Nerd Hatter Chatter, and voting rights. And finally, if you choose Tier 3 for $5 a month, you get all of the above, and you will be invited to join them once a month for a live stream event. And remember, free members can still participate in the Nerd Hatter Chatter. So, what are you waiting for? Go to patreon.com/The Nerd Hat Podcast to join the Nerd Hatter community today. Ariel, hurry up.
Okay. My goodness, there's so many things to say. So many things. I, for one, do not like The Little Mermaid because it's sexy. But I'm curious, Richard, what do you mean by that?
I didn't find it sexy, by the way. You know what is sexy?
Name's not Richard Will. Just chill out.
The burlesque show in the Great Mass.
Oh my goodness, William, settle thyself. Okay, Richard, why do you think it was sexy? What do you mean?
Well, obviously, there's the obvious. Like, you have dozens of beautiful female mermaids who, they're not wearing any shirts. Obviously, they're wearing the equivalent of undersea bras, clamshells, basically. And I think they had straps.
No,
going around the back.
They didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did. Well, no, I think they did have straps. Either way,
looking it up.
So there's that. And they're all beautiful. With the exception of Ursula, she's the only one that's not. I don't. They're. Although that's a Disney trope. Like, they've gotten a little bit better about it in recent years. But yeah, so that's the obvious. Like, and especially if you're like a pubescent boy or something like that, and you're seeing Ariel lean over and you're seeing the bosom and like the bosom, repeatedly throughout the film whenever she's underseas. But then there's also the probably 5-minute segment of the film where she's basically nude, at least from the bottom down. Like, when she gets her legs and she's pulled up, and the artists, they made sure to keep her in shadow, but they definitely showed like the whole thing in profile. Like, you see all of her in profile, but it's in shadow, so you're not seeing any genitals. Obviously, they're not going to do that in a
no genitals movie here. Wendy's,
but yeah, but she is like from the bottom down, from the waist down, nude for probably a good 5 minutes of the film. And then they have the extended scene, on the beach where she's like trying to learn how to walk, and again they discreetly place either hair or other things to, but that she's basically naked, and apparently this is actually consistent with the original story as well, that Hans Christian Andersen wrote.
Ooh, written by a man.
Written by a man. Yeah, published in 1837. I was reading up on this on Wikipedia. So there's that, and then Ursula also in a villain sort of way. Like, she also, like, several things she says, like she makes some sexual innuendos, and she walks around kind of sensually and has a big butt, and she knows how to use it, quote
Big butts are bad.
No,
that's not what
it's
we're
more
saying.
of like how,
and that's not what I'm saying either.
it's how they have her walking around,
Okay.
and then she's also makes a few innuendos that would have gone over little kids' heads, obviously, but the adults would have been like, "Oh." So I'm like, okay, well, all this, along with the creepy section of the unfortunate souls. This is why my parents didn't let me watch this as a little kid.
they didn't let you watch it.
Well,
No, I wasn't supposed to watch it. I watched it at my cousin. I had watched it at my cousin's house. Like, I think she had one of those little 13-inch TVs with a VCR built into it.
Oh, fancy!
And she loved the movie, so we, so we watched it together, as memory serves me. But I don't think my parents knew.
My turn.
So anyway, that's why I say it's some innuendo and partial nudity.
Okay,
Richard, tell us about the innuendo on the VHS box.
Oh yeah, somebody supposedly like drew a penis into the castle on the.
I heard
supposedly.
I heard that.
I had that box.
Oh yeah.
My brother and I watched that movie all the time. It was his movie, and don't worry, he's gay now, so had to offer that.
What? I don't understand where the not worry part. I don't understand. Here's the deal. I don't like the body imaging of females in Disney. All the women that are not bad, the good ones, are super thin, and now it's like we can actually see their skin. It's like now we can see their curvy
CGI,
teeny CGI.
With the newer movies, like Frozen and whatnot. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about.
Oh, you're not.
I'm talking about Ariel. So Ariel,
yeah.
It's like they're all. It's like you can see their stomachs, and I'm not speaking up against stomachs. It's the way they're doing it that makes it sensual, and it's like even as a little girl, I was like,
yeah, and these are
are
most likely male animators as well, in their 20s and 30s, possibly some of them. So, yeah.
So it's just, it was weird watching it as a kid. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And also it's like, and then, okay, so if you're good, you're thin. And if you're bad, you're probably the villain and you're probably going to be overweight. So it's like Ursula is this huge, very curvy gal. And she's the villain, and that's how it is in movies. It's like the villains, if they're women, not all the time.
And sadly, they did
not all the time
through that trope somewhat, even in the live action one.
Yeah, so it's like if they're the villain, they're overweight, and it's not. Again, the size isn't the deal. It's that. Is there ever going to be what I love about Moana is that she's just this very much, she's not more my body type. She's closer to my body type than all the other Disney princesses.
No.
So not even, it's like, she's kind of squatty, just like, she's just there.
Squatty legs.
She's just there. And she's not there for men. She's just there for her tribe, just really, it's these like whenever they started making things better. Pre that time, it's like super thin.
Except for Sleeping Beauty, she was
super thin. The thinnest of all the Disney princesses, super thin.
No, I mean the villain was also thin in that one.
Oh, okay.
But she was very different.
No, but it's just like, and then it's like thin, beautiful, can sing, and gets the man at the end who's probably 17.
And is a prince.
And he happens to be a prince. And he's rescuing her.
Wealthy and powerful.
It's the stupid, the sexiest, most beautiful scene in Disney history is in Frozen. I know I've said this in this podcast. Where Hans comes in during the second movie, and Anna is running away she's trying to lead the rock people to the bridge, and he comes in, and we're all like, okay, here he's going to come and help her save the day. Yeah, Kristoff. Yeah, Hans is the bitch.
I was like, oh.
And then so Kristoff is like, I'm here, what do you need? He didn't say, baby girl, let
me save you, girl.
Look, you can't be doing this. You're not big enough. You're not strong enough. These are monsters. He's like, look, this queen is going to do what she knows is right.
Yeah, he knows she's
And-
badass.
And he's not getting in her way. He's like, can I help? Not can I help you because I know you need help, but more like I'm here. What do you need? So hot. That was so beautiful. Like, ooh, wow. That being said,
That was cool.
it was just so good. It was like,
You go, Christoph.
yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Hey, Laura. You know, Disney owns the Alien series now, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
That means that the Xenomorph Queen is a Disney princess.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
I've seen that meme going around.
William, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that
You
means.
know, the Alien Queen, the Aliens movies.
I don't remember.
People have joked about now she's a Disney princess because Disney owns Fox,
Oh my
who makes the Alien movies.
God. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why not?
I guess I don't like, the dad protecting her.
He's over.
This is not enough time. I'm canceling that.
Yeah.
The dad, and like, that's fine, but it's just everyone's trying to protect Ariel from her being stupid. And I think I remember her as a little girl. I'm like, why is she so dumb? Like, not dumb, but like that girl, there's not much going upstairs.
Rebellious.
Not even rebellious, just absent-minded.
Mm.
Not rebellious. She's not rebellious.
No.
No, she's not. That
But
girl,
a
she doesn't
little.
know what she's doing.
Yeah, she's only 16. Like, she definitely goes
so
against
is
her.
Moana, and she
Oh, yeah.
knows exactly what she's doing.
And she goes against her father's wishes. But yeah, she's like, I'm going to save my people.
She has purpose. Now, Ariel,
She's like,
she
I'm going to go
does.
get my man.
and that's fine if that's what you want. That's absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Nothing wrong with
But because it's the only stereotype for decades that female princesses have had in movies, that bugs me. I'm like, there's more to it. Okay. Anyway, so yes, that was creepy. I thought Ursula was a little terrifying, and the little ghost slugs were really creepy. Okay, the Great Mouse Detectives. What was it called?
The Great Mouse Detective.
Is that anyway a part of the other Mouse Detectives?
You mean the Rescuers?
Yes.
No.
So they're not related. I really thought they.
In my head, I would like to believe they're part of the same continuity.
That's what
But
I
no.
thought. The same universe.
Maybe they're like the grandchildren of Basil or something.
What I love about
In the rest
And,
of
like,
the
what I love about this, I'm a little biased because I love the way this movie's animated. I love all the grungy details of London and like the sound effects that they did in this movie, like for the winding of the clock, the clinking, ooh, and then like it's raining at some point, and you can just feel the cobblestone under those little mouse feet. Oh man, it's just dark and grungy and very Dickens, but not because it's not that time frame. Anyway, I love the way it's animated. So many yummy details. Like, yeah, I didn't get that with Ariel. What year were these made? Ariel was 89, was it not?
89, yes. And I think, Will, weren't you saying 86 for The Great Mouse Detective?
yes,
I
it
can
was
look
not doing this.
I love the scratchy detail. Like you can see that real stressed out human beings drew the characters. And that's what I love. Similarly to the Aristocats. Ooh, so beautifully drawn.
Oliver and Company.
Yeah, nope. Different. No, it was I don't remember.
It came out around the same time.
Not the same thing.
1986.
So what was I going to say? I thought that this was and I'll just say this one's way creepier than both of these. This one's so much more creepy because it's the whole environment. It feels very like you're almost there. Kind of like what you were saying with the fight. You're like, wait, I'm an adult and I know how movies go, but I'm feeling a little like, is she going to get...
Is she okay?
Is she
going to be okay?
Is she okay? Like just, it grabs you. But I think that's with the sound effects and the animation.
Oh yeah, like when the lightning strikes and you see the outline of Ratigan and he's like,
oh yeah,
that's
no sexy curvy stuff included. It's terrifying. I don't think I'd let the kids watch either of these. They're
Yeah, not
for different reasons.
not at their age.
For different reasons.
But as they get older,
Yeah,
which one would you prefer?
Oh, Great Mouse Detectives. By far. I like this story. It's a good story. I don't know, it's very immersive. I feel like, again, just very well animated. And I was going to say something else. When the robot mouse gets like malfunctions, I was like,
yeah.
my little Laura Hart could not handle that. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
And then he gets all rabid up on the clock tower, and it's just, it's too much. And I love it. So yeah, this one wins. Will, you win.
All right, Will.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I expected you to. I didn't realize that you had those problems with Little Mermaid. I actually expected that you might have liked the Little Mermaid, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
Me?
Yeah.
Although I do have a question about Little Mermaid. Why is her dad so jacked?
Good question.
Why are his nipples so pronounced? Tell me why that's in a core memory.
The man, he works out. He pumps iron all day.
It's man. It's cold down there.
So jacked. So jacked. What are you doing? What are you reaching for?
I'm preparing because we need to hurry.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm done. Will you win?
William wins. We're officially all tied up. We're all tied up now, 2-2 for this season.
So
all right.
like
we need to
get the little magic hat out for the magic hat.
So, Will, that means by proxy, Laura's going to pick a name out of the hat for you. Actually, I need to add a one.
Let's just do the ones that are in there.
No, I think I added him in the other day. All right. So, once again, as we mentioned earlier, big shout out to McKay's of Winston-Salem for donating this episode's Nerd Hat. Shout out again also to Ratigan Games for donating our first Nerd Hat of the season. And now... Wait, I gotta shake it up for you. Is your Will's...
I'm Will.
Oh, Will, by the way, I don't know if you've seen that Instagram video that I made of the Retroid hats shake up, but it is hilarious when you're shaking it. You really got into that. He's like,
I'll have to check it out.
Anyway. All right.
Wait, let's show the logo.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Drum roll.
Yep.
Whoops.
Yep.
Hold on. Sorry. I went too... Wait. You're going too fast. All right. Just... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, movie of the month. Current in theater movies or films.
Ah.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Will and I... Actually, what we can do, we're going to pause, and Will and I are going to discuss this, and we'll come back and record a little blurb tomorrow. We'll figure something out. Or I'll just record something where I announce what we've decided for next week. But needless to say, it's going to be movies currently playing in theaters. So we just have to figure out what's showing over the next couple of weeks and pick 2 films to cover.
Hey, Nerd Adders. So Will and I discussed what current theatrical movies we might like to cover. We came up with 2 matchups. One is Attack on Titan, The Last Attack, versus Mobile Suit Gundam, GQUUX, Beginning. Those are both movies currently showing at a local theater here, Anime Films. The other matchup was Sonic the Hedgehog 3 versus Dogman. After discussing it, Will decided to go with the Anime Films. So, our matchup for the next episode will be Attack on Titan, The Last Attack versus Mobile Suit Gundam, GQUX, Beginning. I am going to be covering Attack on Titan, and Will be covering the Mobile Suit Gundam movie. So, that's it. Thanks, nerds.
Nerd Hatters, thank you so much for joining us again. take a moment to follow, like, subscribe wherever you listen to us or watch us on YouTube, your favorite podcast app, etc. And take some time, if you listen on Apple and Spotify in particular, to give us a rating. That helps us to be found and located by other people searching for podcasts. We would really appreciate that. And of course, join the community on Patreon. Until next time, Nerd Hatters.
Oh, we're saying the thing. Yeah.
That's your cue, Will.
Right now. Oh, I thought we were going to pause, and then we're going to say the thing. Okay.
Oh, did you say 7? He said 7. Yeah, live long and prosper.
Good night, bitches.